Hey, Alan here. Steamboat Lake, Colorado. That's where I am. It's early evening. It's just about sunset. The sun just dropped down behind the horizon. You want to know why I'm an RVer and why I'm here for the summer? Let me just show you, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what being on the road full time is like. All right. So let me pan this thing around. We start out with, you might be able to see the full moon there. The campground is nearly empty because we're just coming up on Memorial Day weekend, but people have not yet arrived. We're at about 8,100 feet. You're looking over at Sand Mountain, should be called Snow Mountain. It's about 10,800 feet. Got the sun setting in the northwestern sky behind my RV, coming up on it. And that's my life on the road. No, that's not what I pull with. I'm a campground host for the summer, and that's my little toy I got to play with during the summer. Hans Peak, which is what this area is named for, also about 10,800 feet. And off in the distance, you've got the Mount Zirkel Wilderness, or as some of the locals call it, the Zirkel Circle. All right, let me bring this back. I'm going to do it pretty quick, so close your eyes if you get seasick. Here I am. Hopefully the lighting is good. So you're here because you're on my website, rvacrossamerica.net, and hopefully that's an interesting site for you. And I assume that you're a full-time RVer or a part-time RVer or a wannabe RVer, or maybe I want to learn about being an RVer. And I've got a post here of what it's like to be on the road full-time. So I just want to talk about a few things that I think might be of value to you. Let's first talk about expect the unexpected. You know, in the year and a half I've been on the road, I've had two accidents, if you will, with the RV. Didn't hit anything particular. I had one where I ran over some boulders, and there's some articles you can read about that. I'll link them on here. And I also had one where, in fact, if you read about my insurance post, what it means to have a great insurance company, we're going to talk about that in a minute. There was an incident where I had a blowout, and that was an issue. And now I've had some issues with the truck. Just recently found out there was some bad gas in the truck. Now, what all of this amounts to is it's the same kind of stuff that you're going to deal with at home. But when you're on the road, first of all, you need the right insurance that's going to take care of you, and I'll tell you about that in a second. And second of all, to some degree, you're at the mercy of the goodness of people, because it's not like your local mechanic that you're going to go to. Let me tell you this right now. I have met some of the finest people traveling across these United States in the last year and a half. And honestly, most people go by the credo, you treat me right, I'm going to treat you right. I've been treated very fairly by people. I have found good people. I have found honest people. And that's who I do business with. If I have any concerns, I don't do business there. You always have options. You always have options. You've got to sit back and weigh those options whenever something happens, because things are going to happen. Expect the unexpected. But you are going to find the best of people. I mentioned insurance. One of the things that you have to deal with when you're a full-time RVer is having the kind of insurance that will protect you in the event that your home is incapacitated for a period of time. Now, when I had that incident and I went over those boulders and I cut up the bottom part of my RV, I ended up in a hotel room for about 10 days because I had the right insurance, because I had an insurance company which, when I established it, said, Alan, you really need this. You need what we call vacation insurance, or whatever it's called, or emergency room insurance. I forget the name of it, but they knew it. And what that meant was that while my RV was going in for repairs, I was going to be out of a home. Where was I going to be? I wanted to make sure that I had a policy that would allow me to be in a hotel, and not just the Roach Motel, but someplace decent. I ended up in a Best Western in Old Town Albuquerque, which is a great area, Albuquerque, and it was actually a mini vacation. So, you know, it was kind of nice. It took a tough situation and made it a lot better. So you want to have the right insurance, you want to have the right policy set up, and that means you got to talk to the right people. And again, I got to post on that. I'm not here just to pitch things to you. I'm here to tell you, as a full-time RVer, there are things that I've learned that I'm darn glad that I did. And there are things that I'm saying, gee, I wish I did. And now I've changed the way I've done them, because now I'm in a better situation. All right. Um, One of the things you're going to find being on the road full time, you're going to say, well, what about remaining in contact? And of course, we all know that you can have a cell phone. That most cell phones now allow you to call anywhere for nothing, at least within the United States. You can get unlimited plans for not all that much money. But what about mail delivery and what about internet? Well, the fact is, internet is relatively easy, especially if you're staying in campgrounds. Now, out here at the state park, there isn't any internet. But if you have a phone which has a data plan, you might be able to dovetail that data onto your computer, and there are ways you can do that. And of course, somebody could reach out to me if you have a question. Feel free to do that. There is a contact me on this page. Look down at the bottom for contact. Feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll be glad to elaborate on anything that I'm talking about right here, right now, anytime. All right. When it comes to mail delivery, I use a company called America's Mailbox. Now, there are a few other companies out there. They're based in Florida, Texas, and South Dakota. Now, I'm told for those people who are doing homeschooling, there might be other states that you'd rather be affiliated with because of their laws when it comes to schooling. You got to do that research. I will tell you that for an individual or for a couple with no children, I would suggest South Dakota. Why? Taxes. It's a great state for taxes, a great state for freedom. It's a great state for easily getting a licensing and citizenship in that state, residency in that state. So South Dakota was my choice. America's Mailbox was my choice. And again, somewhere further down the article, if you do want to contact them, be kind. Use my P.O. Box number as a reference, and that way they'll give me a free dinner coupon or something. I don't know. They might even give you a discount. I'm not sure how they do it, but there are opportunities for you. So they do the mail delivery, and they also take care of registering my vehicles. You know, when I got to register them, I don't got to go to South Dakota to do that. They'll take care of that remotely. That's the kind of stuff. Now, about the only thing I will have to go to South Dakota for, if I want it, is a concealed carry license for a firearm, and that's a whole separate issue. And I'm not going to get into that in this video. You can reach out to me privately if you want to know about what I'm traveling with and how I feel about that and those kind of things. Let's talk about and their mail delivery, by the way, is very simple. You simply tell them, here's where I am, send it. So if you're going to be someplace or you know you're going to be someplace, you can send it or send it ahead to where you're going to be, and it'll be waiting for you when you check in at the campground. Campgrounds run very much like hotels, except you don't have any kind of bed bugs because you're in your own RV. Costs. Well, one of the services I recommend, and I should have a link to it somewhere, is Passport America. Passport America is a really good service to have because they give you 50% off for limited stays at RV parks. So if you want to stay for more like 20 a night instead of 40 a night, or 15 a night instead of 30 a night, wherever you happen to be, Passport America is great, and they do have a large variety of parks across the United States. Now, I have not personally, full disclosure, maintained my membership because I spent the last 6-7 months in Steamboat skiing all winter, and I'm going to be here for the next 3-4 months. But when I get back on the road, even if I'm only on the road for a month or two, I will take out a Passport America membership again. It's only like 40 some odd dollars a year, and you stay a couple of times and it's paid for. So I do recommend that. I also recommend doing what I'm doing, Camp Host. You put in maybe about 3 hours a day. That's what it amounts to, about 3 hours a day, and you get to stay in a place like this. Now, here's what you need to realize. Even if you have plenty of money, you cannot, with all the money in the world, stay in most state parks for more than 14 days. Most state parks have a policy, 14 days and out. All right, it's very simple. They have 14 days and they want you out. So when you're camp hosting, you get to spend the whole summer. So you put in a little bit of time, but you also get to meet a lot of good people. So it's already, I mean, there's just a few campers here and I'm already having a great time. So this is something that I highly recommend. I think you'll have a great time doing that, and I do highly recommend it. You can also get engaged in part-time work. You know, I'm 54 years old. I'm turning 55 this summer. I think I'm getting younger because I'm just having such a great time out here. But when I was in ski school, I met one instructor in particular, real inspiration to me. Guy's name was Don Gore, 82 years old, or as he said during the winter, he had his 43rd, 39th birthday. He started skiing when he was 50. Now he's an instructor. He's working more or less full time. It's his choice. You don't have to. When you're in ski school or doing something else for a mountain, or if you're in a resort area, maybe winters aren't great for you up in the mountains. Fine, go down to Florida, southern Arizona. Fine, go there. No, seriously, go wherever you're comfortable. But if you want, you can get a part-time job working somewhere, and it can be kind of a fun job. Think about fun. Don't think about being a Walmart greeter. Nothing wrong with being a Walmart greeter. I got nothing against Walmart. I love Walmart. But you might want a fun job. You might want a job where you're outside or greeting people outside and saying hello to people and meeting up. And I don't care if you're 50, 70, or 85. You can do it. So those are ways of keeping your costs down. Now, one of the other things that I do is online marketing. The internet has afforded us unbelievable opportunities, unbelievable potential for income on the internet. And for those of you who are interested in that, I certainly encourage you to reach out to me, use the contact link, and say, Alan, what are you doing? How are you doing it? And where might we fit in? And will you coach us? Will you help us? And the answer is yeah, I'll help you. I'll be glad to help you. So when it comes to full-time traveling, expect the unexpected. I had to buy a set of tires when I was 6 or 8 months on the road. Why? Because the tires that the RV company put on the fifth wheel were junk. And when I had a blowout, I realized that there were a lot of complaints about those tires. I hadn't gone researching it in advance. And, it cost me $1,500 or thereabouts between the repairs and the tires, but it's worth it. I mean, you can't live on a shoestring. You can't be out here and say, I spent my last dollar buying my fifth wheel or my rig. You don't want to do that. You want to leave some extra money for emergencies because they are going to arise. My situation right now with the bad gasoline in the truck, or diesel actually, that's something I'm going to have to deal with. And it may cost me out of pocket, or maybe there's coverage through insurance. I don't know. I'm going to look into it, but I'm going to be as resourceful as I can and even reach out to where I'm pretty sure I got that bad gas and say, hey guys, got bad gas here. What are you going to do about it? So, be resourceful, be in the moment, live in the moment, and love it in the moment. I mean, this is just amazing here to me. I love being outside. I love being in the woods, and I love sharing this lifestyle. So that's all I have for you right now. Alan Sills signing out. You got my contact information. Enjoy the rest of RVAcrossAmerica.net, and be expecting to see more. There's going to be a lot more coming up soon. All right. Thank you. Take care.